My name is Algin, and today I will be talking about the stories and life journeys of my parents, specifically my mom, who I will be interviewing. I will be looking into their history about their early life and the challenges they faced during their journey. I will be asking them important questions about how and why they came to America. I hope you guys enjoy her past stories. For today's video, I interviewed my mom because my mom is a resilient and amazing person that went through many ups and downs. My mom started from humble beginnings and was able to build an empire in America going into the 21st century. Part 1. My mom's early life in the Philippines. My dad's name is Albert and was born in 1975, while my mom's name is Angela and was born in 1974. They both grew up in poverty-stricken neighborhoods in the densest areas of Manila, Philippines. My dad has 3 sisters and 1 brother, while my mom has 6 sisters and 5 brothers. So the family of my mom's side is pretty massive. Anyways, when my mom was a young child, she was a very indoor person and only sometimes went out to play with the other kids. My mom's family only had just enough money to buy basic needs at the time. Even though her family was somewhat impoverished and not well off, she still had a lot of fun and felt loved by both of her parents and her older siblings. She was the youngest of a family of 11. Growing up, she would love to stay home watching the one TV they had in the household with her other siblings. During high school, she became more extroverted and made a lot of friends during that time. She loved being with them and they would always go out almost on a daily basis. Part 2. What motivated my mom to leave her home country and move to America? When my mom was in university, her dad would always promise the family that they would move to America so they can have a better life and more opportunities. They were not well off, so it was a big part of their motivation. My granddad was motivated because my grandaunt had a petition to move to America. So at that time, my mom, along with her siblings, were hoping that they would be able to set foot on the United States and live there for a better life. During those times, my granddad would always tell my mom to study the best she can and graduate university so that she could be able to get a bachelor's degree. With the degree, she would be able to get a high-paying job in the healthcare field because it had very good opportunity at the time, which her dad would tell her. My mom got motivated to finish her health-related field in university so that she could be able to become a healthcare worker in America and have a better life. My mom was also motivated because my dad also wanted to go to America. They both met each other during university and have the same dreams of having a better life in America. My oldest sister, Agatha, would be born in October of 1994. Part 3. The challenges my mom faced during the immigration process and how she overcame them. While my mom, with the rest of her family, were trying to come to America, the process was really tough for them because it was abrupt and rushed. Every day, they would have to go to the U.S. Embassy because my mom had to be in America before turning 21 years old. So, they had the interview on July 31st, 1995, and the following day, they had to pick up the visa in the U.S. Embassy because they needed to leave by night on August 1st because my mom's birthday was on August 2nd. So the main challenge was that the process had to be really fast since they got the interview approval/noticed just the week before. The interviewers said that they needed to quickly get the visas the following day and leave the Philippines on August 1st and arrive in the States on August 1st, the day before my mom turned 21. But the actual challenge of the process, specifically for my mom, during those times, was that she had to leave her only child behind, which is my oldest sister, Agatha. At the young age of 20, my mom had to sacrifice herself by leaving her daughter in the Philippines so that she would be able to move to America before she turned 21. My mom promised my oldest sister, who was a baby at the time, that she would bring her to America in the near future. My mom's first impressions of America when she arrived in 1995. When the plane arrived in the LAX airport, it was August 1st, 7:30 p.m. The first thing my mom noticed is that even though it's 7:30 p.m. in the evening, it was still bright and the sun was still out, which confused and surprised her, since she was used to having 6 p.m. already being dark and night out. When they got in the car, my mom also noticed this huge road that had no stoplights and every car could go very fast. She noticed that these big roads were called freeways or highways, which she saw for the very first time since there were 0 freeways in the Philippines at the time. My mom was amazed by the infrastructure of the roads and buildings in LA while they were leaving the airport and going to their arrival. A few months went by, my mom and her family got to experience winter for the first time of their life. They would drive up to the mountains and they got to experience and have fun with snow for the first time, which they would only see through movies and shows. My mom also noticed how diverse the people were in the community/city she lived in, which was Los Angeles. A lot of these people were from many different countries and backgrounds, like Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East, who were starting a new life in America. They all had the same intentions of more opportunity and a better life in the States. Part 5. How my mom adapted to her new life in America going forward into the 21st century, and the cultural differences she found surprising. During those times, advancing into the 21st century, my mom was surprised about how quiet life is in America and that everybody was always busy. She felt kind of homesick because of it. My mom noticed how you cannot have that much time for friends and family because of how busy everybody is. Unlike in the Philippines, when you can simply go next door, there is always a person you can talk to and a neighbor you can always talk to. In America, most people do not even know their next door neighbor or any neighbor at all because of how busy the lifestyle is, which really surprised her. At the turn of the new millennium, in the year 2000, both my mom and my dad were able to save up a lot of money to finally buy a house. Beforehand, they both lived in apartments that was crime-infested and loud. They were both living with their other siblings, so it was very cramped. My mom would move in with my dad up in the Bay Area so that they could finally live with each other in the new house. A year later, in December of 2001, my second older sister, Aliana, would be born. 6 years later, in September of 2007, both of my parents agreed that they would get married so that my oldest sister, Agatha, could get a petition and would be able to finally move to America and reunite with my mom. A year later, May of 2008, I would be born. A famous quote my mom would always say to me, and I totally agree with her, is, "Life is too short, but one life is good enough if you use the best out of it." Thank you guys for listening to my storytelling of my mom's journey to America, and I hope you guys enjoy it.